The second Mission Impossible film is called The Black Sheep for being the worst, and yet this is the one that's actually like the angry goth teenager of the group.
You will never get what you want! You don't think I'll do it!
Darkness. Impenetrable darkness. They did the first film, then they tried to go bigger and badder with the sequel. But then this one, they just kind of entered this black pit of whoa that left everyone going, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, opening with the sheer terror of Philip Seymour Hoffman counting to 10. When you put it that way, it doesn't sound that scary, but it is. Mission Impossible 3 is the entry that's probably the most underrated in this franchise. Everybody knows the Ghost Protocols when things got redonkulous, and the films from that point on were so damn good. But, I mean, this has the single, without a doubt, best villain. It introduced Simon Pegg as Benji, which was wonderful, and it got so dark for Mission Impossible that honestly it stands out quite a lot for me in amongst the other entries, which, I mean, this franchise, it feels like you're walking through an art gallery, which is the same painting drawn by different artists, because it is all just the same ideas, in essence, you know, every single time. This one was probably the one that strayed furthest from those ideas, mostly in ways that worked. The worst kept secret in cinema history is that these films got like, whoa, like a level up from Ghost Protocol onwards. The only thing that's more universally agreed upon is that the Fast and Furious films got better from 5, and then slowly decayed under the weight of their own bullshittery. Anyway, so Ethan is just retired in this one. He's training IMF agents instead of being one. Man did more action movies after retiring from his big job than John Wick. That's crazy. So yeah, then he gets involved with Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's trying to get a thing. And when I say a thing, no, I literally mean a thing. It's every one of these films has a MacGuffin that they're trying to get, but this time it is a MacGuffin to the point that Ethan himself does not know what it is. He asks someone at the final scene, "What is this?" And they don't tell him. So for all intents and purposes, because he breaks into a lab and it's this thing that you're not meant to like open, it's another virus, which is what the second one was, which is pretty dumb as a concept in general, but just doing the same thing, but yeah, whatever. But you've got the tension between him and Philip Seymour Hoffman, which is incredible. You've got some great action sequences. I mean, the helicopter rescue and the escape through the windmills. Oh, the Vatican break-in. Like, these are genuinely great sequences. It's just that overall, it just doesn't hit quite the same high notes. And I think part of that is it doesn't really focus that much on the team. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers was there as kind of first edition of the pretty boy that's also there with him. Jeremy Renner did it much better. And Ving Rhames is there, as Luther always. But then they're just around and not really that important, especially to like the whole finale. Anyway, Ethan captures Mr. Seymour Hoffman, who tells him that he's going to murder all of his loved ones and him when he escapes. Ethan, being the spirit animal for everyone who ever submitted something seconds before a deadline, lets the guy escape, goes to rescue his wife before he can kidnap her, fails, then has to steal the MacGuffin, then phone the guy to tell him that him and his team have the MacGuffin 5 seconds, swear to God, 5 seconds before the deadline, and then he goes and gives it to him and gets captured by them after getting captured by his guys and ending up on Interpol's Most Wanted list, which he does in pretty much every Mission Impossible film, yeah. I think J.J. Abrams did a great job coming in here and building on the kind of style they already had. I was surprised that he went that dark with this, but he did a much better job finishing off this trilogy than he did with some other trilogies. Anyway, it's the adrenaline shot that this franchise needed, and this is a franchise built on adrenaline to keep it going, you know? As much as Ghost Protocol was when we all went, oh, this is the film that allowed them to go past 3, which you really need a reason, I feel like, to go past 3. And you've got to put some respect on its name for being able to do that. Also, the franchise was fixed forever the moment that Simon Pegg appeared on screen. And dangerous having Lawrence Fishburne and Ving Rhames in the same film. They don't share a scene, so they've still never been in the same room together, but yeah, felt like such a weird, I'm so convinced they're the same person. Anyway, you gotta love this for what it is, for what it does, and try to ignore some of the things that it doesn't do all that well. And I'm giving We Never Deserved Philip Seymour Hoffman 4 stars. This franchise is so fascinatingly defined by the eras and the directors, and it's just so interesting to watch it like the same thing, but with like different colors, different style to the drawing, you know, presented. I love it. I think it's been an experience going through them all this quickly.